Welcome everyone. It's Ruth and Irene again, and we're here doing our dueling communities. We are going to show you two spectacular communities in Citrus County, Florida. So if you're thinking about moving to the Sunshine State, which I think you should, this is a great opportunity to just get a peek at two of the communities. We're going to compare them against each other, and I would like for you to choose mine to win. But you'll make a choice in the end which community you like the best. And we'd love for you to share, if you are so gracious to comment, what you liked best about your favorite community. So we have Canterbury Lake Estates and we have Pine Ridge Estates. Both estates are going to be beautiful communities with beautiful homes. And Irene's going to start us off with hers.
Okay, so I am featuring Canterbury Lake Estates. It is right off, if you're familiar with Citrus County, it's right off of Norval Bryant Highway and Florida Ave. Right there at that junction of 200, very convenient. You can hop right on 200 to Ocala. It's amazing. It's a smaller community, about 286 square miles, 286 home sites. And I wanted to show you, it's this little section right in here. And these are the homes that are for sale. There's 286 home sites. There are still 7 lots available for sale. So these are just the homes, but there are still 7 lots available. So I'm going to share some of the amenities that are in the community right here. So we have pickleball and tennis. We have a nice community center and a swimming pool. There's a gorgeous, if I could figure out how to get there, there is a really nice fishing pond, lake, and a pier, a fishing pier, which is also great for this community. Now, I'm just going to go on. I'm going to tell everybody about Canterbury Lakes, Ruth, and then you could tell everybody about Pine Ridge Estates. There's a fishing pier in this community, which is really great. Some of the homes in the community have social membership that are mandatory. Some of the properties do not. So, if you want just the basic amenities, you want a pool, you want to be able to play paddleball or pickleball or tennis, this would be the great community because you don't have all the uh, amenities of the social membership. Although, if you don't want to live behind the gates of Terra Vista and you do still want to enjoy those benefits, there are some homes available in this community that have that. So it is really the best of both worlds, whether you want social amenities or not. Home prices are still very affordable. Like I said, there's I think twelve homes available, and they range from about 230, which is a very low end for this community, all the way up to 410. So wide variety of home styles, home ages, and again, the benefit of whether you want to have social amenities or not, is still an option in this community. So I love it. It's really a cute community. So we currently have 2 listings there, so feel free to contact us if you'd like to see anything. Okay, on to Pine Ridge.
Awesome. That it does sound like a great place. And one of the things, if I might share, that I
Sure,
like about
please.
Canterbury Lake Estates is there's one way in and one way out. And I personally really like that. I love being on a cul-de-sac where, if you're in a bigger community like Pine Ridge, it's not one way in and one way out. But Pine Ridge has some locations that are these nice, intimate little cul-de-sacs. Nobody's driving down them unless they live there. And there's like 5 or 6 houses on the cul-de-sac.
Right.
So to me, that's a very appealing factor. And you don't have to deal with neither one of these communities is gated. So I also think that's great because you don't have to fuss with the in and out of the gate. So
Absolutely. I agree.
Pine Ridge, on that note, has a lot of gated properties. So here's where Pine Ridge stands out. You're seeing some of these images. I'm going to tell you about all these amenities. We have a lot of amenities, a lot of lifestyle, active type of amenities, but we're an equestrian community. And so we have larger parcels. So our parcels are an acre plus. You're not getting anything less than an acre. And some of them are 3 acres, some of them are 4 acres, some of them are 5.5 acres, some of them are 8, 9, 10 acres.
Mhm.
There's less of those larger parcels. But with that, a lot of people who have the acreage parcels, they fence and gate their whole property. So instead of living in a gated community, you can live on a gated property. So that's something that's unique. You don't think there's any gated properties. I don't think that's an option in Canterbury Lake Estates. But as you're looking at my slideshow, you're seeing these amenities. Right now, we're seeing the equestrian center. So there's a block barn that you just saw that has 17 stalls for co-op boarding. It's a very nice structure. Each resident gets a couple of licenses to keep horses for a short period of time. It's a 2-year license for up to 2 horses at the barn. And so if you're going to be fencing your property, building a barn, you have that option, which is pretty unique. That's the only community in our area that has something like that. The other thing is we have 28 miles of horseback riding trails. So again, we're looking at this community center, but you're going to see some images that show you a bit of the trail system. It winds throughout most of the community. They're shaded by trees. They're beautiful trails. You're just immersed in nature. So it's really nice. We have tennis courts, pickleball courts, shuffleboard. That we've got a nice community center that has a pool table, so a game room set up. There's ping pong in there. There's a whole banquet facility. You can rent it so that if you're having a reception of some sort or a family reunion or any type of gathering, you have the option as a resident to rent. All of these facilities are exclusively for us as residents. So, and you can tell I live in Pine Ridge. That's why I keep saying us. It's my community. But one of the things I think is so cool is if you see these arenas that we keep seeing in the slideshow, there's a large training arena. There's the jump hunt course with jump setup in a variety of different types. This is actually older imagery. There's different jumps now than what you see there. There's a regulation size dressage arena. So if you're doing dressage as a discipline, there's a round pen that you can train your horse. So you have every training amenity for the horses that you could want. And the HOA dues are so low. They're lower than Canterbury Lake Estates, actually, I believe. For the small parcels of 1 acre, it's 100 and something a year, not a month, a year. So it's incredible to have the amenities we have. So additional things, if you're not an equestrian, you've got, like I said, the tennis courts, there's pickleball, there's shuffleboard, there's a playground for the kids, there's an RC flying field, if that's your hobby. There's dog parks. And actually, I am going to switch my screen, Irene, because I want to show the dog parks and I don't have images of the dog parks. So I'm going to go to the Pine Ridge website.
While you're doing that, because this is not a fair duel.
Wait a minute, what do you mean?
Not a fair duel. It's just two different lifestyles completely. So you do have a lot of the same amenities that Canterbury Lakes Estate has, except for the option of the social membership if you wanted to go to Terra Vista. We do have the pool though. But if you're not Pine Ridge is a pretty unique community because it's an equestrian community, right? Canterbury Lakes is obviously not an equestrian community, but you're also not going to be maintaining an acre or 5 acres or 8 acres, right? You have most of Canterbury Lakes is on a quarter an acre, plus or minus just a bit. There are a couple houses that have double lots, but it is just um, a smaller, not a niche community like an equestrian community, right? So, yeah, so we have more of that neighborhood, borrow the egg and cup of milk from your neighbor kind of a neighborhood, where you're not walking a mile through horse pastures to get to your neighbor. So,
So
both very beautiful communities, but yeah.
this is a screen. I will help you out a little. I'll toss you a bone, Irene. I will be honest and say that one of the beautiful things about Pine Ridge this time of year when we're starting to heat up is the fresh, vagrant smell of horse manure. And when you're in the horse sections, let me tell you, you're enjoying that. So there you go. You
Thank
can't,
you.
Great Lake Estates does not have the smell of horse
No,
manure.
we have pretty flowers, orange blossoms and cherry blossoms. Yeah.
So this is the Pine Ridge site. We also have a really great website. I don't know how yours is, but we have a really great website. But you can see all these different things. These are all amenities that the community has. So right here, the dog parks. This is one that was built with the dog parks were added just a few years ago. Look at all those dogs playing together.
They're so
How fun is that? So
cute.
there's two. There's one for small dogs and there's one for large dogs. And it's a really nice setup where you can go and meet some neighbors and let your dogs socialize and mingle.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been. I've been in and out of Pine Ridge a lot, obviously. But I don't know if I've ever seen the dog park. I didn't realize it was that big.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yep. So that's pretty much, I think that's,
Yeah,
we're
that's
gonna,
it. I did want to touch base on the HOA fees and dues and stuff because they are different from Pine Ridge, right? Pine Ridge
yes.
is inexpensive for what you get, but it is all you're maintaining yourself. All the Canterbury Lakes Estates, they're not maintaining a lot. They're maintaining the green of the community, the roads, the lighting, all the amenities, those sort of things. But our HOA fees still very low for what you get. They range, there's different sections. One is 410.80, we call it 411, and the other one is 516. Um, for different areas of the community, but that's annual. That's not monthly, that's annual and they maintain the community for you. So you don't have to worry about the roads and the lights and the all the things in the common areas. So a little bit higher, but again, just two different lifestyles completely, which is
Hmm.
so great about Citrus County. You can really go from a fifth of an acre, your own single family, to 10 acres and not be more than 5 miles from each other. It's just such a unique part of our community, which makes Citrus County what it is. Love it.
Yes,
Yep.
I agree. Well,
So
thank you.
thank
And
you.
I know that everyone's going to make the right decision
Mhm.
and vote for Pine Ridge Estates because it is the best. Oh, I didn't say, let me add though, because you did a nice job about talking about the homes and the prices. So I do want to add, just in case anyone's on the fence, which one they like better, the pricing might make a difference. If you're lucky, you can find a house, a small house, resale, older home in Pine Ridge for low threes.
Gotta be super
Sometimes, every
lucky.
once in a while, you can grab something up just slightly lower than that, but it's rare. And we go all the way up to million plus. The last, I think the highest sale recently has been like 1.7 million, one of the farm properties. So it's a nice variety. There's something just about for everybody.
Mhm.
And and I do want to also say, because I think this is so significant, and you and I, our whole team has been participating in the benefits of if you're financing and you can find a property with an assumable loan and you have the cash to make up the difference, or you need interim financing, there's all kinds of ways to do it. But what a cool thing in this environment where we've got a little bit higher interest rates. So you might be saying, well, I don't really don't want to go above 250. I can't live in Pine Ridge. I'm gonna have to look at Canterbury Lake Estates. But maybe you can. Maybe if we find you a loan assumption, you can afford 350. So
Exactly.
just something to throw out there for people to think about because there's a lot more than meets the eye a lot of times in how to put these types of things together.
For sure. And vice versa. If you think you have to spend 350 to get the home that you want, maybe we can find you an assumable in Canterbury Lakes where you don't have to pay 350 and then you have more money to enjoy this beautiful county community that we have.
But
But again,
you can't have your horse.
you cannot have your
There are
horse.
deer, so if that
You cannot have
makes
your
you
horse.
happy, then
But you
maybe
can
you're
have a
okay.
boat on the side of your house that you can like go out or, well, I shouldn't say that. I have to check the HOA on that. Disclaimer, full disclaimer.
They're
But
gonna be calling you, Irene.
I know. False advertising. No,
But
but
if you find out they can't have the boat there, they can have it here in Pine Ridge.
oh my gosh. All right. She's not going to let up on me today. So
Of
with
course
that,
not.
Canterbury Lake Estates and Pine Ridge, both beautiful communities. It just again showcases that we have a little bit for everybody here. So,
Wait a minute,
um,
wait a minute, wait a minute. Where's my crown?
and we really have so many. There
I'm
you
the
go.
winner. Mine is number one. Look at that. It says RES Luxury Group on it.
Oh
Look at
my
that.
gosh. That's new, people. I didn't know that we had that. So
That was
hopefully
on the
that'll travel
fly.
from place to place. But yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Please, we're trying to get a community here to join us and have fun with us. Ruth and I talk all the time, so we can only be funny with each other for so long. So, please join us and have some banter back and forth with us. And so if you see this, we do it every third Wednesday. And when there's weeks that are five, it's on the third and fifth Wednesday. So
And I have to shout out to Dina. Dina just made a great comment that Canterbury is still a great HOA value compared to many communities, and she's absolutely right.
woohoo!
There's a lot that are a lot higher cost HOA.
For
Everyone
sure,
knows that.
absolutely.
So, and
Yeah,
if you're
there.
afraid of an HOA, please talk to us because there are very specific things to understand about each HOA to determine if really is it an HOA that's the problem or is it other things that you don't like that you've experienced. I think a lot of times there's experience that people have had and they just
Hmm.
blanket all HOAs are horrible.
Hmm.
I've
Hmm.
got some really fun stories about Pine Ridge HOA if anyone wants to hear them because it really is good. It's so great when you've lived in the community for over 20 years because you really do understand like so much of the inner workings, you
Right,
know.
right.
You should buy a house in Canterbury Lake Estates.
One more thing. We keep going off on tangents, but welcome to our meetings, people. No, I'm kidding. Um, deed restrictions are different than HOA communities. So if don't think, oh, you hear, um, I just got off on something, but deed restrictions, and all of a sudden it's like this big HOA and this governing body. No, deed restrictions are different than HOA restrictions, and HOA restrictions are put in there for a place, right? I mean, they have their place. They're put in there for a purpose. If they just keep up a standard for the community. They have everything pretty much uniform. So when somebody drives through the community, everything is pretty and beautiful and standard. So, but that's different than deed restrictions. So if you need to know the difference or if you're even curious, give us a call because I will, that's a passion of mine and I will explain it to you because they are completely two entirely different things.
Cool.
Okay.
Right. Well, that sounds good. So we'll see everybody next time. Whatever date that is in May.
What's our phone number? I'll come up with the date. You tell them our phone number.
As always, we're your realtors on demand. So if there's anything at all that you need, you can reach us at 352-794-1426. And don't forget, we bring you white glove, red carpet treatment because your satisfaction is our guarantee.
Absolutely. We'll see you on May 20th.
Bye.
Bye.